Well, I'm afraid I had to replace the battery. The acid leak killed it. But to tell you the truth, it wasn't too red hot to begin with.
Just one more mistake and a lifetime's been full of them.
I don't think you'll have any trouble with this one, though. It's got a 2-year warranty on it.
Swell. Look, it seems like I'm gonna have to ask you for a little favor. I wasn't figuring putting out much cash while I was here in town. Afraid I'm caught up a little short. How about half now and the rest maybe tomorrow?
Maybe?
Well, as soon as I get back here.
Well, I guess I don't have much choice, do I? I've already done the job.
Thanks.
Okay, come in. We'll write it up.
Sorry about this.
Well, that's all right.
You'll get your money.
What's your name?
Jack Chandler.
And your address?
RFD 11, Hastings Valley. Anything wrong?
Chandler from Hastings Valley. You're,
Who?
Rachel Wells' uncle.
How'd you happen to meet my niece?
Well, I was a friend of Allison Mackenzie, and Rachel had her bracelet.
Yeah, I know.
Did she tell you anything about it?
She told me she never met the girl. Rachel's no liar.
She may not be a liar, but she certainly does act peculiar about that bracelet.
Maybe it's because everybody makes her feel peculiar about it. Anyhow, what would be the good of her lying? She wouldn't gain anything by it.
You seem very sure of that.
Look, maybe I'm poking my nose where I shouldn't, but are you sweet on this Mackenzie girl? I'm sorry, fella. It's a terrible thing losing someone you love. I lost my wife not long ago. We were married 10 years. 10 wonderful years. But that's life now, isn't it? The Lord gives, the Lord takes away. We just got to go along with it. Boy, you do any tightening up? Those back roads are a plague this time of year. Here's a $15. You'll get the rest probably tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Chandler.
Thank you.
We got to Boston just as the sun was setting. I drove straight to the Peyton Manor. You'll see it someday, a regular fortress. Romanesque arches, huge old Bombay door. It's an anachronism like he is, and just as hideous.
Were they surprised to see him?
I didn't go in. I just sat in the car and watched the day turn into night. Watched the windows turn red and then go pale. Watched the street lights come on again. I relived every minute of my life in that place. My room was next to the butler's quarters.
Wasn't his name Carlton?
That's what it was.
You disliked him?
Assure you, the feeling was mutual. He used to treat me with sort of a genial contempt. Occasionally, I'd be entrusted with shining Mr. Peyton's London-made shoes, which I did gladly because it gave me something to talk to the old man about. Did I get them shiny enough, sir? Oh. Anything to get his approval, anything. And if he ignored me, the world just didn't spin that day.
Did she come there often?
Miss Catherine, my mother, about once a month. Sometimes she'd bring Rod and Norman with her, but usually she came by herself. She'd go on a shopping spree. And she'd come out and give her father a fashion show. And he ate that up. He'd have those servants in mortal fear for days before she came.
But did you ever meet her? I mean, talk to her?
Will you help me with these cufflinks? Take a look at them. She gave them to me when I entered Harvard. I remember the note. She said, "To a bright boy, best wishes for a winning future." Signed, Catherine Peyton Harrington.
Signed, Catherine Peyton Harrington. She must have been a monster.
Really? She was just a simple part of American aristocracy. Not too bright, very gay, arrogant charm, perfect manners, cold smile, and a will of iron. No, she wasn't a monster. She was simply a spoiled child who was never denied anything and went on throwing tantrums until the day she died.
You sound almost forgiving.
There's no reason hating her. You know what she was, who she was. She couldn't have done anything other than what she did.
Then you're going to put it all behind you. Oh, Stephen, I'm so glad. There's so much to do.
No, I'm not putting anything behind me. Only my own vacillation and my own uncertainty.
But, Stephen...
All right, Betty. It's bar sinister. I am not legitimate. But how much difference is there really between Rod and Norman's paternity than mine? A Leslie Harrington versus a Brian Cord. Peyton despises one as much as the other. Besides, Rod and Norman can't begin to know what kind of man Peyton really is. That's why they'll never be equal to him. I know what he is. I know it from the inside out. I can fight him, and I can win. I want to give you so much.
Don't, Stephen. Don't pretend it's for me. You've been honest with me so far.
All right, then it's a question of justice. All those years of never feeling I belonged, sent upstairs, while Rod and Norman were presented downstairs. They sat in the family pew. At church on Sundays, I sat in the back with my quote mother. Birthdays, I ate my own cake in the kitchen. Christmas, the staff and their children were allowed in the living room for 10 minutes of carols and 1 glass of punch. And then we all trooped out with our presents, handed to us by Miss Catherine. I could go on, but do you really want to hear more? Now, I'm a Peyton, just as much as they are. I have been denied my birthright, and now I am going to collect.
Give yourself a chance to think things over. Everything's happened so fast. Maybe we can go away together.
Maybe a little fishing trip, and out on the lake, or in the street, or in the park. Don't you think they'd be there? Our fellow townspeople, our neighbors. Mrs. Linden concealing a smile, Mrs. Courtney giggling. I have some pride, Betty.
Oh, Stephen, you can't start thinking like that.
I have been had. For 28 years, I have been had. Now, no fool who abased himself before the royal throne was more ridiculous figure than your husband is right this minute. But not for long. Now, you admit it. You want what I want.
Yes.
Well, then help me. I swear, no one will stop us.
All right, Stephen, I'll help you.
I got a case to tie up. Can you spare that pin you're wearing?
Yes, why?
Oh, I want something of yours to take with me today.
Sentiment or superstition?
Neither. It's an old custom. When a medieval knight rides out to do battle, he takes a favor that belongs to his lady. So off to the wars.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
I deal in the law, Mr. Prosecutor. The law, fortunately, means hard evidence.
You're still destructive. Just as when you were a child, the grown-ups follow you around, cleaning up the mess you've made.
So you're gonna try and bluff it out?
I'm not gonna bluff it out. I'm just not letting him get away with Anne's murder, and that is a fact.